on the 6th of August, the unfortunate incident, you were at that particular event when, because I saw a video of you, addressing the people until the news came up. How did you take it, first of all? Let me take it from that side before we commence.
Again, it's one of the things that really touched me so much. I think I've cried twice on air, and the first one was when my brother Komla Dumo died. The second one, again, was this particular incident at TV3 when I was recounting it. Because it comes very close. I remember when the Blue Water Guards were going to be launched. We had been invited as a coalition, and so it was myself and Senyo in Takrade, and then considering the issues of how do you do it timely and come back. I could not make it, so Senyo went, and he went on the chopper. So the likelihood that this invitation would have come, and then I would have said that, oh, you know what, this thing, if I was not working at the Ghana Chamber of Mines, and that I wanted to take the advantage of that to also go and meet some of my members, what I would have said was that, oh, I can't leave on a day before, and maybe traveling to Kumasi and driving will be a difficulty. Yeah. So, Minister, is it possible to also take this? And if there were space on today, if you were naming them, you would also be talking about that. And I wonder what will be happening to Bubune Edem and then Nuna, And when I was speaking, I was seated. I went with the CEO of the Anglo Gold Ashanti. Okay. And so as we were sitting there, we saw the commotion that happened earlier on between the minister, the regional minister, and the lands minister. Okay. And then periodically you would see, if you would really look, you would see the EPA CEO tap the Minister of Lands as if to reassure him. So we're wondering what was happening. But the call of the regional minister for the fire officers around started sending warning signals. Then all of a sudden, the AGA MD gets a video of a chopper that had crashed. Ouch. Because, you see, the community people, when they saw it, Wednesdays are when AGA moves its bullion. So they thought that was what had happened. Okay. So they send the video to their security people, and they send to him. So he showed it to me. And we're like, because the plan was for the team from Accra to join us from the AGA office, and then we would all have driven to the site. But there was a delay. So when we were finally moving, the plan was that let's go, and they will join us at the site. So at that particular point, the question was, who was on board? Yeah. We're not too sure, because the images and the video we had seen then had rendered that this thing, there's nobody you're going to pick out of that, So we're sitting there wondering what was happening. Then Ashanti Regional Minister gave his speech and said he was leaving. Then we said, this had happened. So it really took something else, for me to have been able to speak the way I spoke. Yeah. Because we had heard it, and, we also did not want to be spreading anything you had not confirmed. So you could not tell anybody who was sitting by you. I think the only person I spoke to was the Minerals Commission CEO, and he also, got into a shock. So it really hit home hard, because for me, it reminds me of the 16th of October, 1983. As a 13-year-old boy, I was at home. My father had gone for the funeral of my grandmother, my mother's mother. And so it was only myself and my cousin and my cousin who were at home, because my little sister had gone with my father. And a policeman walks to the house and comes to tell me that, what is your name? And I mentioned my name to him. And he says, unfortunately, your father had an accident and your father is dead. I am telling you, that feeling, my house immediately became dark. And this is me, a 55-year-old boy, man. I have not recovered from that. So I can feel what the children of these 8 are feeling. I can tell you the pain my mother went through. I don't know, my big sister, I don't know whether my big sister became my mother and my mother became my father, but those two women, you know, the things they had to go through, you know. This is a nurse who we would go to Kaneshi Market, my mother would go to Kaneshi Market, carry charcoal on her head, you know, just to be able to see us through. I remember when the incident happened, there was an auntie of mine who came and I asked, because my father was supposed to take me to St. Augustine's and said he was going and he will be back, you know. We had gone to school on the 14th of October. That's when school had reopened. And I asked my auntie, how was I going to go to school? He said, your father is dead. You're asking how you're going to go to school. You know, so this thing we're talking about, you know, there are things that I still do, and I wonder, what would my father be saying if he were alive? You know, so it's not something that goes away. So it's something that bites very, very deep, you know, and it's not an easy thing for a mother who, you know, to lose the only son, you know, for, you know, so for all the AIDS, you know, there's a young lady who's just giving birth, you know, and he's lost his husband, you know, and this is all because there are some, and please let's stop calling it Galamsey. These are environmental crimes that are being committed by environmental criminals, and we need to call it like that. And these people, all they were going to do was that, how do we ensure the mining is done and done responsibly? And they lost their life in the quest of doing it. So for me, it's still something that draws, you know, and reminds me of how dark my house became immediately that thing happened on the 16th of October, 1983.
And again, the